What's up, man?
Not a whole lot, you know. Long days at work as usual through the summer.
Yep.
How about you?
Same. I was actually at work longer today, and I
Yeah.
didn't realize it because I was so caught up in the problem.
Yep. I feel you. So, Rift Rivals, hey? Rift Rivals.
It happened, actually.
Yeah, that happened.
NA sucks.
Yep, NA sucks. I mean, it's the international stage. Of course they do. When does NA ever show up at an international stage when CLG is not there?
I don't know. Cloud9 fanboys would love to tell you Cloud9 always shows up, but
Have they ever made it of group stages?
yeah, they do make it a group.
Oh, once.
I think twice, 3 times.
Oh, 2 or 3 times. Okay.
You're probably thinking of
That's
quarters.
good. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of TSM.
The thing, I don't know. The thing with Cloud9 is they always go up at the same game score. They're always tied 3-3 or something like that as other. But then
Yeah.
the way their bracket turns out, they get out. Whatever. And NA sucks right now.
NA sucks. Couldn't even beat EU. Thank God Echo Fox got at least one win. That was a pretty good game too. I got to watch that one.
Yeah, but NA in general has a lot to improve on.
Yeah, well, I guess like what was it? 100 Thieves did like major roster swaps during it.
Yeah,
and,
because they want to play Levi, which I get. They spent way too many resources on him to not play him. Echo Fox did, I don't know, whatever Echo Fox does, and then Team Liquid, I don't know what they were doing.
Who knows? It's Liquid. Yeah. Well, that's the league news. I guess we continue again next week playing. I'm actually not sure who we play.
I've completely blanked too, but
Easy enough to find out.
yeah,
We, you know,
you're
least
pulling it up right now.
So we play Echo Fox. We play Echo Fox, and then we play Cloud9. So hopefully we crush Cloud9. Echo Fox should be a real nasty game. Even though we'll probably go we'll probably beat Echo Fox and lose to Cloud9.
It's really interesting. So that's your prediction: beat Echo Fox, lose to Cloud9.
Yeah, I think so. You know the counter logic on that.
Yeah, I'd go for that. I
Beat
mean,
the first
Echo
place
Fox is probably
team,
going to be tired
lose against
after
the
Rift
bottom.
Rivals. Cloud9 is...
Yeah.
They don't have Sneaky, but they've got 2 mid laners now, and I don't know. I still think we'll beat them, but
Hey, you can just do the
it's
funnel,
just a
right?
feel. Alright, let's do CSGO.
Yeah, CSGO. So the ladies in red actually played, and they did pretty well
Yeah, it's still
here.
part of the ESA tournament.
Yeah, so the ESCA, they are doing I forget what it's called. I had it up here. Is the NA CSGO Advanced League. That's
Yes.
what it's called. And you know, they're not super high up. They're out of 39 teams, they're in 33rd, but you know, still lots of games to go. It plays until the 22nd.
Yeah, it's kind of volatile.
And they play TNT
It's kind of
Dynamite.
volatile in the middle to bottom half. So
Yeah, like, you know, if we get one more win, all of a sudden we jump up to 27th. And then a win after that, you know, would bump us up to 20th. So, yeah. The top 3 teams, 13-1, 11-2, 10-4, you know, those guys are untouchable at this point. But some of the other teams, you know, a couple of wins here, a couple of wins there, and boom, all of a sudden you're in top 12.
So, how do they do?
But yeah, so they played TNT's Dynamite, and, well, they kind of, I think they blew out the fuse. I guess let's put it that way. They played on Inferno. You know, never a great map if you're a CLG fan, but these are the red ladies, so it's not you're not looking at the guys sucking balls at Inferno.
It's not as traumatic.
And yeah, it's not as traumatic to watch. So it ended up being a win for CLG.Red, which is awesome. Emmy got the most deadly with 28 frags. Wow. Even Riffin J, who had the least amount of kills on Red, was only 1 kill shy of. Oh, okay, never mind. I looked at it wrong. But
I don't
still,
know what you're looking
like,
at.
Riffin J still at 15 kills had more kills than over half of the team, the TNT's Dynamite team, at least half. So that's not bad. Anyways, the girls beat them 16-11, which is pretty awesome to see. Miss Harvey showed up and did pretty well as well, which is great. But Emmy with those 28 frags, only 17 deaths.
I love how
which
you
isn't
pointed
too
out
bad.
Riven J having more kills, yet she got most cowardly.
She did. She got most. She got most cowardly. But I don't know how they like do that. Like, I guess Riff and Jay, even though she had quite a few deaths, like, 18 deaths. I don't know how that gets most cowardly. I don't know.
I've been trying to figure out how they calculate it. Not sure.
It's just weird. Like, it's I don't know. It's weird, and it's just like, like most cowardly or the Lemming Award. They're almost offensive of an award to get. Like just the way it's named.
I wish League had some of those awards.
Yeah. Biggest inter, and they called it inting, right, like that, just to meme it up a little bit, well. We won 16-11, so that's awesome.
How'd they do in the halves?
Let's see here. So 9-7 for the first half for the girl, or sorry, 9-6 in the first half, which is pretty good, especially kind of coming in. It looks like they're on the T side there, so it can be a little easier going into the second round. If you have 9 to 10 rounds, that means you don't have to win it nearly as many. And in the second half they went 7-5, so just an overall relatively close match, but with CLG.Red kind of eking it out and taking the win.
Yeah, so they've got a few more games coming up after this. So they'll be playing Foster's Home on July 10th. That match was previously scheduled for July 4th. That got pushed up. They'll be playing on Cash. As for the game against Spot Up, that's tentatively set for July 12th. And the games against Team Ignite and Colon X are still to be determined.
It's not too bad.
So we do have some Smash. Let's move on to that. Yeah.
The Even Bigger Balc tournament. This is it's like a SoCal regional tournament. And this is it's a tournament to kind of show off Project M and kind of promote it. Now, SFAT was there. He wasn't playing Project M, but it's kind of a way to help promote Project M, and apparently it's the largest Project M tournament ever, with having 427 entrants. That's pretty cool.
Project M had its supposed death a while back, about 3 or so years ago.
And for anyone who's listening who doesn't know what Project M is, it's Project Melee as its long name. And it was basically a bunch of people who thought Melee, because Melee was never going to get a patch or anything like that, thought, hey, let's make this slightly more balanced, make Fox not
Brawl.
The be-all, end-all. And, what's it, sorry?
Brawl, right? They didn't mod Melee, they modded Brawl.
Oh, I thought it was Melee that they brought up.
No, it was always Brawl. That's why you got some of the other characters as well that they've got it, instead of just adding their own. They took Brawl, and then when the Wii modding scene took off, Project M was one of the biggest successes, because you could always do super fun stuff with it. I remember seeing things like Cloud and whatnot as just fun characters people added. But Project M was ultimately, they changed quite a bit of stuff to what they believed to be a more balanced game.
They also made it a little bit faster as well.
I mean, it's in the name, right? It's Project M, it's Project Melee. It's people who loved Melee, didn't like Brawl, and they wanted to turn Brawl into more of Melee. It's, I guess you could say it's somewhere in the middle and leans more towards Melee side.
I actually, just from the name, I always thought it was just a redo of the Melee game. But yeah, with just a bunch of added characters that they decided to make.
So there was the death of Project M when they... I believe the original developers just chose to stop developing on the mod.
They got shut down by Nintendo.
They actually did not, if I recall correctly.
No?
They were worried that they could get a C&D at any single point, or just straight up get sued by Nintendo. And due to that, there's a lot of fear, and they said, you know what, we're just going to throw in the towel before anything happens.
Gotcha. I thought there was one, but maybe that was for something else.
Yeah, there was also some other stuff, right? People wanted characters. I remember Knuckles being one of the big ones people wanted, and I think it was Sega who was okay with it. Like, they didn't officially say anything because they can't, right?
Yeah.
But they just, I think there was something a while back like hinted like, hey, we're kind of cool with Knuckles and Project M sort of thing. I'm trying to remember what it was. I can't. And there was another one with is Cloud owned by Square Enix or Konami?
Cloud is owned by Square Enix.
Yeah. There's a Konami character they wanted to add as well, and then Konami being Konami, they're like, let's stay away from that.
You put that in there, and it's an instantaneous cease and desist.
Yeah, so they stopped development on that, and it's still kind of there, right? It languished for a bit, but now...
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you can get rid of it. It's on the internet. There's no way to, completely shutting it down. And people can still grab it and play it. Yeah. So it's a good way to kind of promote that.
Yeah, basically. And this is a pretty big tournament. It's the biggest one
427 entrants is...
A lot of notable names in here, too. So, just go straight into how our boys played, right? How did SFAT do?
Yeah, so SFAT, he played in both melee doubles and singles. In doubles, he teamed up with Diz Kid Boogie. They've played together quite a few times now. And in their pool, or I guess they went right into the winners here, they played against Ulexer and Zebert, who they beat 2-1. Then they came up against Banjo and Physics, who they beat 2-0. Into the winners' semis, they came up against Spark and Azel, who they crushed 3-0. Into the winners' finals, they ended up coming up against La Luna and Mike Hayes, who actually took them out and knocked them down into the losers' final 2-3. In the losers' finals, they came up against Dark Atma and Ralph, who unfortunately completely blew out the guys 0-3. So that means SFAT Dizkid Boogie finish in 3rd place. Not a bad finish for, it's not Pew Fat, but, SFAT Dizkid Boogie, 3rd place, pretty good.
How will the Ice Climbers and Fox work together?
I guess you could possibly use the Ice Climbers bullshit, like where they kind of lock you in place and just chain grab and just, knock you out instantaneously. You could easily kind of cue that up with Fox, I think, just because Fox has...
Toss them off and try to spike them off or something like that?
Yeah, exactly, right? You don't have to, because of how the chain grab works, you don't have to get them up to that, 150% damage or whatever for the guaranteed thing. As long as you kind of knock them up at highest point, you could knock them into a Fox and allow Fox to set up for it. So that could be beneficial. I don't know exactly. I didn't get to watch any of this tournament, so I can't be for certain, but I imagine it's probably pretty good. Yeah. Well, we'll move on to his singles, where SFAT started off in his pools here, and he crushed Ebola. SFAT beat Ebola, everyone, so no more worrying about Ebola. He beat him 2-0. What's that?
Can he beat E. coli next?
Yes. And then, it's just, SFAT is the savior of all nasty diseases. Next up, he beat I Love Bagels. What a fantastic name. Fantastic name. He beat him 2-1. He then beat Umarth 2-0. And into his winners finals, he beat Junebug 3-0. Or winners round 1, sorry. In the winners quarterfinals, he faced off against La Luna, who gave him a hard time in doubles, but he also gave him a hard time here in singles. But this time, SFAT came out the winner, 3-2. In the winners semis, he faced off against LLOD, who actually, on that little dirty peach, beat him down 1-3. Knocked into the losers quarterfinals, SFAT came up against Junebug, who he decided to take a complete reverse on Sheik and beat him a 3-1. Into his semi-finals now in the losers bracket, SFAT faced off against Captain Face Roll. Love that guy's name. Another Sheik player who he beat 3-2. Unfortunately, SFAT then found S2J, and man, that Captain Falcon just always gives him a freaking hard time. And S2J ended up beating Captain Falcon. S2J ended up beating SFAT 2-3. Meaning SFAT finishes in 3rd place at the tournament. Not a bad showing, but it would have been nice to see our boy in the grand finals in his native land of SoCal. I guess it's not really his native land. He moved down there. But that's his place now. Yeah,
overall, not too bad, though.
No, not bad. 3rd place, both times. Biggest Project M, you know, it's not the biggest Melee tournament or anything like that, but you know, you got people like La Luna and LLOD there, S2J and Hugs was there as well.
Still feel like he could have made.
I think because there was no really gods. There was no gods there.
You expect
it would
more.
It would have been nice to see him get like a first place finish, but you know, I guess sometimes
losing to S2J is respectable, I guess. So
yeah, I mean S2J is definitely up there in a top smasher, and so it's kind of nice to see.
All right, let's move on to Smite then.
Oh, one little tidbit here. In doubles, it turns out that SFAT was playing with DizKid Boogie. When he was playing with DizKid Boogie, they used the team name Team NorCal. That's probably why they got third place. It's because they're like, we got to shut this shit down. And NorCal can't be here and win SoCal. Oh, that's good. That's
hilarious.
That would be. So Smite.
I think they should be like, nope, we're just not going to give you the first place.
Yeah. They walk up, they're like,
you're going to keep fighting more and more opponents until you lose. It's like
until you lose.
You beat the champion. They're like, wait, we have more champions.
Yeah, exactly. That would actually be pretty funny. So let's move on to Smite. How did the Smite team do?
So we started off the week facing up against LG. So Luminosity Gaming is the worst team in the league. So the moment you hear you're going up against them, you get really excited and you expect a slaughter.
Yeah, I would.
CLG delivered on that slaughter.
Oh, nice.
Easy 2-0 for them.
Sweet.
Next up, we played against Splyce, and Splyce aren't exactly like their league counterparts. They're a little bit better than that.
Oh, harsh words.
I mean, it's not just me who thinks that Splyce is an awful league team right now.
Oh yeah, they're 2-4 right now. So I mean, it's not as bad as H2K 0-6. Even Cloud9 has a win in NALCS.
It's true. It's factually true.
Mm-hmm.
Even the casters were talking about, like, you know, we've got 5 good teams at Rift Rivals and Splyce.
Yeah.
So, So CLG botches a tower dive in game 1, and this allows Splyce to really take over the game from there and come up with a win. Coming into game 2, it seems like CLG aren't really able to mental recovery, and Splyce is able to take the win. They're not easy games, but you know, Splyce was quite clearly the better team. And
I do want to say that Splyce beat Liquid.
That's factually true.
That is factually true. That's kind of sad.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so CLG actually is placed in 4th place now at the end of the split with a 4-6 record. Trifecta is also 4-6. They went 1-2 against LG, and this came down to game differential. So Trifecta was 9-15. CLG was 11-13. Splyce was 13-11.
Oh,
so had we won both of those games, we would have been in 3rd place. Either way, it doesn't quite matter, since only the top 2 teams, which were E United and Space Station Gaming, were able to go into the 2018 SPL Summer Finals.
So we got basically a little while wait before we get to really go do any.
Hey man, we got the copper. We got the copper trophy, which means we got 4th place.
Yeah,
and we didn't get relegated.
We didn't get relegated. That's the best part.
And considering how this year's been for some COG teams,
that's good. That's all you can ask for.
That's pretty good news.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's done better though. But
there's no Rocket League. Yeah,
the early start really hurt us.
Yeah, I mean, early on we go 0-2, 0-1, and then they kind of booted in with the 2-0. But then we go into week 4. I know, just like
0-2.
Oh well, what can you do? I guess.
So I see our Smite team picked up the CLG mantra of being consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, exactly. Win a game to give fans false hope.
Well, I don't really
Just
have
get a
much
spinner going there. Come on, just get the spinner going. That's how we do it.
I should really make another spinner at some point.
Yep.
Or a spinner, I guess.
Spinner, yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, so there's no Rocket League this week. That hasn't started yet. H1Z1 is... Who knows?
Nope. Still waiting on them. Because new season.
Maybe one day we'll get a Fortnite team or something like that. Who knows?
I wonder, right? Fortnite is huge in popularity, so
it has been.
Interesting to see if COG picks up something.
And I think Epic's like put up a bunch of money for it as well.
Oh yeah.
To like
Epic is putting up a ton of money, and Fortnite is arguably the biggest game in the world right now.
Oh yeah, I mean if you look at Twitch and stuff like that, like in terms of like viewership, League of Legends, just because there's more events, I guess, probably has the highest viewership. But like right now, for players wise, I bet Fortnite's crushing League.
And even Overwatch when it came out was higher than League for a bit, and then it tapered off. It's still high up there, but we'll see how Fortnite does.
Exactly, you got to give it a year. League of Legends always kind of just stays at the top 2 or 3 on Twitch at all times. It's very rare that it's not, unless GDQ is going. And then you have games that are from like the 1980s that are the top viewed game on Twitch. It's hilarious. All right, shall we end it there?
Let's end it there.
Yeah. This has been the CLG Faithful Podcast. We are a weekly podcast that goes over all things CLG. If you enjoy what we do, please take a few moments to follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, or give us a ratings on iTunes and Google Play. And Spotify one of these days. We love getting feedback. One day. Yeah. Send us your thoughts over at clgfaithful@gmail.com, and we will get back to you and hopefully take your, constructive criticism to heart. Thank you guys very much for listening. If you made it this way, I am Artrin.
I'm Nefarious.
Peace.
See ya.